Oh no, it's on. It says
Is
happening
it?
now.
Is it?
I think we're live.
Okay.
Hey everybody,
Hey,
I think we're there.
I can
Check
never
us
tell.
out.
And it's on that slight delay. So if I try to check, it takes it a second.
Yep, I see us now. We're
I th-
there.
I think this is also about the first really hot day we've had down here in the Kansas City area. How's it up there?
It is smoking. It is really good. It's summertime.
It
You know it's summer
is
right
summertime.
now.
It is feeling summertime.
It
Most
is definitely
definitely.
summertime.
Most definitely. Most
Yeah.
definitely.
Yeah.
So here we are. Just two of us
Just
right
two.
now. Jeff is off with his kids working, but we got Mike Zucker from Spring Creek Model Trains and yours truly, Tony Cook here, and we're going to talk about some new products and new stuff coming. And you're going to tell us where you're going next weekend,
Yep.
and I'm coming up to see you all next weekend for an event. And you're going to be in Pennsylvania, I think.
I know. I think you're just waiting for me to leave
Well,
for you to come up. That's
it
kind
took
of
a
what
lot of planning to
it,
make that
I've
work.
noticed
Yeah.
this. I've
Oh
noticed
yeah.
this.
Oh yeah. Well, let's start off with the one thing you told me that you got in this week, that sample.
So here we are. Sorry, background.
Oh,
So sorry. Wrong button on this end. Oh, there it is. Ah,
are just two of
what am I
us right
doing?
now.
What
Jeff
am I doing?
is off. I hear us in the delay there.
Now I got it.
There you
Did
got
you
it.
get it this time? Okay, sorry.
There we go.
Sorry, everybody. I was trying to get to the chat, so make sure I solve that.
So you
I
have,
still,
you
I don't
know,
know.
we're it's part of the fun of it. I think really, it's just to see, like who
Yep,
knows what's going to happen. It's kind of like a
yep,
roller coaster ride where you're like
yep,
holding your breath, hands up in the air, and see what happens. Yeah.
yep.
So
Sounds awesome.
you told me about a model earlier this week, and
We
you
have
just showed it to me before we went on.
It's pretty cool.
These are very
Everybody kind
cool.
of seen this before, but it's coming around again. So we're getting the blue
Ah,
Rock Island auto racks are showing up again.
well, that is awesome, awesome, awesome. That's
So obviously we started
intermountain.
with N scale this go around. Kind of timed out really good to be able to take it to the N scale national show. But these are six brand new numbers.
Hmm.
Um, so we have all six numbers in the blue auto rack. Also from Intermountain, just like last time in the bi-level. We will be having the HO scale one later. I'm gonna say fall time frame is kind of what I'm hearing from Intermountain, but we're in a got that scheduled to come from those guys too for HO scales. So
Cool.
definitely, we don't have them out on the website yet for pre-order. We're a little behind on that piece of it with these. They kind of surprised the N scale ones, kind of surprised us, but it's all good. It's all part of the fun. And then so hit us up, start emailing and calling the store, get yours. So I'll have a bunch with us out at the N Scale National. We got some with us up at the show we're doing this weekend, the Mid-Continent region of the NMRA show in Grand Island,
Ah,
Nebraska. So there's some up there. We also got our exclusive blue Procore car in N scale right now. So
the Rapido hopper. Yeah, yeah.
yep, that plastics 5820 covered hopper. And then we got the Kyle grain hoppers are out and about. So those are still out there. Those are starting to dwindle on numbers. So if you're interested, they're there. So
And those are HO scale Intermountain.
those are
Yep.
HO. Yep.
And
Yep.
they look really sharp. I've got
They are.
those. I have those coming up in the next Model Road News that's going to press. And I
That's
forget
awesome.
how I said it. It's like making it easy to be green or something. Is
That's awesome.
it's is
That's
the
awesome.
title of it. But yeah, very cool.
Did we get you one of each of the panel and no panel?
I think I have the panel and the
Okay.
no panel,
Good.
and then
Good.
Chris at Intermountain had sent me the Chicago Northwestern with the kind
Yeah.
of faded. So I got it. That's why I say it's all green. So
That's
the
awesome.
thing is, cool being green or easy to be green or something it's called. So yeah, neat,
Yep.
neat, neat. So you've got Grand Island this
Yes.
weekend. Yeah.
This weekend we're at the so mom and dad, Dave and Deb are up at the mid-continent region for the NMRA show in Grand Island, Nebraska.
Hmm.
So we took it's a super small booth for us, but we are going to have extended hours Saturday and Sunday. So
At
we're open
the
late
at the shop, right?
at the
Yeah.
store. Yep. So
Yeah.
we're open late on Saturday until 6. So Jeff and Glenda will be around. And then we're kind of liking this, but Sunday we're gonna have donuts with Dave here at the
Yeah, I
store.
saw that.
So, yep. So Deb and Dave will be here at the store, taking care of the store on Sunday. So it's like 9:30 to 2 on Sunday. So
Cool.
if you're leaving Grand Island, drive on through and grab a donut. We should have some juices, and we're trying to make coffee happen. So, um, anyway, that's so
Cool.
that's kind of fun. And then there'll be a little bit of store specials going on. So if you make it down here, you'll have opportunity to get a sale item while you're here. So see what
And
happens.
then that next weekend, the 21st, 2nd, 23rd weekend,
Yep.
you're in Pennsylvania, and that's the In Scale Enthusiast Show. Where in Pennsylvania is that this year?
Yeah, we're in Bethlehem, Pennsylvania.
Ah,
So it's myself and my wife and our kids are all going,
ah,
and kids all get involved with helping set up the show, selling some trains and everything. So yeah, we're looking forward to that.
cool.
I'm taking the kids on a layout tours on Wednesday.
Oh, cool.
I can't remember which layouts we're going to, but we signed up
Hmm.
so myself and my 3 kids are all going to go check some layouts out while we're
Wow.
there. So get
Very cool.
inspiration. So looking
And
forward to that.
while you're doing that, I'm coming up to Nebraska to wonderful Deschler a week from, I think, tomorrow. I got to double check on all that.
Yep.
And Jim Wiggin and I will be there we're recording some videos, doing some live videos. Big Athearn announcements rolling out. I think Thursday the 20th
Yep.
is when some will go public, and we'll get to see and talk about all that stuff on Friday. But
Yeah.
some very neat stuff. Very
Oh,
neat
that's
stuff
awesome.
coming. Yeah, and that's all going to
I mean,
be
I was telling
up at
everybody
Spring
about
Creek.
it here, trying to get things coordinated, and Jeff and Dad are looking at me as like, so what is it? What are they going to say? It's like I don't. Tony won't even give me a hint, so I don't know. It's like you'll have to be there, listen to the live show.
There,
So
that's exactly.
I love
Yeah.
it.
So it will be fun. Yeah,
Yeah,
it'd be
that's
a
awesome.
fun deal. And Jim's always good on those kind of shows and everything. So, and I think he told me he's got several new products that have the early stuff they get flown in that they do photography on
Oh,
as the
nice.
stuff's coming across the water. So he's
Yep,
going to have some new models with him
very
as well.
sample.
So yeah,
Nice.
should be
Well, that'll
pretty
be
cool.
awesome. We've been making some updates to our studio, so we shot up video. Just call it our studio. Sounds fancy, but the place we record our little shindigs. Um, so yeah, we'll be using that. So we
Very
made
cool.
some little updates there to hopefully help you guys show off what Athens announcing, and
Very
Jeff
cool.
and can get involved there with you and go from there. So
I saw your video that you guys did on what your
tangent.
tangent
Yeah.
stuff. Yeah. And boy, he's cranking stuff out
Oh yeah.
all the time. Yeah.
It's cool. I know we kind of said it in that video, but Jeff had the first one, the one of the 3 compartment tank cars out of the box. And holy cow, those things got some
Yeah.
weight in them. They would
Uh,
be some good rollers. So I was impressed with that. So
that,
for
that,
such a small car to be that heavy.
to be yeah, it's funny. My dad and I on the phone this week were talking about some of his different models, and Dad had said that how boy his tank cars for a small, they're prototypically correct and really look good. But yeah, that they are excellent models too. That
Yep.
they roll well and have plenty of
Good
weight.
roll.
So
Yep. They're gonna operate well, right? So
yeah.
hey,
Well,
got one question we had come across. So it's Devin Jackson. So do you have any idea when somebody will be making a GP20 in HO scale?
well, Broadway Limited just
Just
brought
did.
just did
Yeah,
that
that's
new
right.
one. Yeah, recently. They've done a couple runs of theirs. Walther's Proto's got like the other one that's been out. It's been a while since I think they've done new road names on it, but Broadway's done at least a couple of runs of those recently. And some neat stuff in those. They did some fantasy schemes, I think, in the second or third run of those, and those are Stealth or Paragon 4. And it's a really nice
Right.
model. And so's the Walther's Proto, but I can't remember the last time. It's been a little while since those Proto ones have been out.
That's what I was
Yeah,
thinking. I don't think I've seen those on our shelf
yeah,
for a
it's
while.
been
So
a while. But yeah,
Yeah.
Broadway all over the place with lots of road names and stuff, and it's a really nice model.
Oh, cool.
Classic, or early. Oh, it's a kind of the transition between first and second generation EMD.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're a very neat model for sure. So, and then I had one more here that we got about the M420s, the Iowa interstates that we're
Ah,
doing exclusive run on, and we're we're thinking here within a month or two that they should be here in the States.
ah.
So the we had good information back from Rapido on the latest, I guess, production run that it
Hmm,
met all the requirements, right? Got the striping fix that we asked about.
hmm.
So
Cool.
I think everything's looking good there. So
Those should be awesome.
yeah,
Awesome.
they're
I
pretty cool.
I just got samples on the red, white, and blue BC rail of that M420, and then whatever the B unit one is.
Yep.
And those are very cool, really awesome models. They do some great stuff. They just announced a bunch more chop nose Jeep nines and slugs. I think there's a Montana Rail Link Jeep 9 chop nose in the bunch that was
Oh, no
announced.
way.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
so
don't think we've seen that around here yet. So
I
I
think that
might
was
tease my brother about that tomorrow. So
I think that was Rapido this week announced
was
it.
it?
Yeah,
I'm
and
definitely gonna tease him on that.
snuck
So
that in at the end of the announcement. Was like, oh, there's a Montana Rail Link one. That's
yeah, that's
cool.
awesome.
Yeah. I got some pictures of some new stuff here that we can look at. Let me see. There we go. Is that up?
Yep. Yep.
This
As
is
you
that
see.
the new Dash 840 CW run from Atlas will be in both HO and N scale. And the HO's got a number of upgrades coming, etch metal wipers and some other things added to it this time. This one is I want to share this illustration. The UP 9400. It had this placard on the side saying it was a 1000th GE-8, but it actually was not.
Oh no.
That it's 9404, but they wanted the cool number 9400. So they made 9400 got to where the placard, but 9404 really was the 1000th. I got pictures
Uh,
of both, and I'm going to have it in Diesel Era with that little story coming up. This was a Paul Wester picture that he shared with me from when it was new, but that's going to be awesome that Atlas is doing this both HO and N with a little plate on the side for the 1000th. So that'd be a neat model from them.
yeah.
And I think it's still in pre-orders right now, so you can get pre-orders in on it
So
for
how
both.
long did it run with its placard?
I wouldn't think it would have been for very long. I think that's about 1990 is this picture. Um, and yeah, I don't know that. I don't know how long it lasted, but very cool and cool
Yeah,
model.
very cool.
Cool that
Very
they're
cool.
doing that. And
Hmm.
speaking of Atlas, just got this week. This is the new DCC Sound GP40-2 in N scale. And look at all the detail, the air conditioner, the firecracker antenna, the bell hanging there by the dynamic brake. And this is that nice modern, the yellow stripe sill,
Hmm.
really nice model that these came in this week. And I really thought those were sharp looking. That's from Atlas and N scale.
Yep, those are awesome.
And man, has everybody been on fire talking about this thing. I've got a video up now with Curtis Koch from Broadway Limited where he shared some of these pictures. And I've had more people email me going, "Is that real? Was that really? What is that?" And it's like, yeah, it's real. There was one. I had somebody else saying, "How many did they have?" There's one. But yeah, this strange Pensy one. This is the American Railroads decorated one that I think was at like a World's Fair. And then they're going to do this fantasy Tuscan, and then there's the real Pensy, and then the American Railroads is real too. But wow, it's going to be a brass hybrid piece. They do have it set up to where the other question I kept getting was, man, what kind of curves are you going to have? But I think what Curtis said, there's two of these are blind on the drivers,
Mm-hmm.
so 18-inch radius, which
Wow, that's
that'll
sure. Yeah.
would be wild to see doing that. But that's been announced by
So
Broadway
what
Limited.
train did that pull? What were they?
I think it did passenger stuff, but it did a number of different things. I'm
Yeah.
still pulling and getting some research stuff together on it myself to learn more
Mm.
about it. But yeah, one of a kind a locomotive, and again was at a fair with that American Railroads, which I think is kind of a cool livery. And this will be again a brass hybrid. done in Paragon 4 and then also in Stealth, but certainly a wow model there for sure. And I thought this was pretty cool. I think this is that MP36
Mm-hmm.
from Kato that just came out recently. And I really like that Metra scheme. And man, the print and the stuff that they can do now with decoration, like getting that fade on the
Mm-hmm.
side there and stuff, really, really looks nice. And there it is popped open. You can see, because I always get asked, well, how are the, how do the ditch lights work? What and there's the light bars going
Mm-hmm.
down to the various lights there, so you can see how that goes. And that is, I think it's new. I think it's out from Kato
Yep.
now. This is, I think we touched upon this because it had just been announced maybe a show or two back, but I had some pictures on. This is that heavy duty flat car that Rapido's doing an HO scale, which I think would be really awesome. And they are saying they're going to do some tanks for loads, which will be cool. And I like that on these trucks, they're doing both the friction with the caps and then the later
Oh,
modified roller
yeah.
bearing where they take the caps off.
Cap
Those
on,
the
yeah.
those Buckeye trucks are really cool. And there's the group of roads for the first run. But I'm eager to see that. I'm eager to see what they come up with for the tank loads for them too. But that'll be a fun release from Rapido. And speaking of Rapido, these came in the last week. I sent this over to my reviewer, Justin Sobek, in the St. Louis area. And he said, he goes, wow, this is a beautiful car. I said, boy, it really is. This is the Slumber Coach.
Number coach. Yeah.
Yeah, from Rapido. And I'm reviewing the Amtrak, and Justin's doing this Missouri Pacific. And we'll have that coming up in Model Road News. But wow, I mean, it's sharp. And there, I was saying this to Jason Schron on the one show I did with him recently. Their finish for
Mm-hmm.
that kind of stainless steel look, really, I think it's super sharp. I mean, it
It's
has,
top notch. It
yeah.
really sets them apart when you see them next to something else. So,
I mean,
or even just side by side.
yeah, they've nailed it there. I mean, it's
Yep.
not toyish chrome. It's not silver paint where it's like, yeah, it doesn't. I mean, it really has got a great look to it. And that Amtrak's a beauty in the phase one with the pointless arrows.
Yep.
And of course, full interior lighted. It's got the little wand to wave over the top that you can turn the lights on and off and everything. But man, that's a beautiful car. And there's a whole group of road names for this first run for this HO Slumber Coach.
My favorite name on that whole thing is the Loch Ness. So,
Yeah. Yeah. I'm trying to remember now. Isn't that these are HO? I believe these are the HO SD40-2s from Scale Trains. We talked
oh
about
yeah.
in Scale recently, but this is the HO rivet counter where they
Yep.
did one of I think there were three of these rebuilt
The
BNs, and
mm,
man, that's an incredible job that they did putting this together. My guy Ryan Crawford has this set and is reviewing those for Model Railroad News. But did you get a look at these yet? Have those come in from Scale
yeah,
Train?
they
Yeah.
came and went. I mean, it
Uh,
was crazy. So
but yeah,
everybody
that's
was super excited about that B unit.
really neat. Good old GM&O GP35s. This is Walther's Proto. This is a recent run. I think I've seen this. I've seen the Southern High Hood and the N&W High Hood as well. That GM&O paint scheme, I grew up with it and always like GM&O. In fact, that's down in Venice, Illinois, across from St. Louis, and is a shot from 1968 from Kevin U. Daly slide collection. But I remember being a little kid sitting in the Pinto station wagon while Dad was taking pictures of stuff like that. But that's a
That's
very
awesome. That's
it's a
cool.
it's a cool model. Really looks good. That yellow really kind of sets off the whole look,
Hmm.
but nicely done. And then Shane Mason, my assistant editor, just built this. This is the in scale Walther's Cornerstone split level house. And, Walther's has been doing a lot more of the kits over into in scale, which is awesome. And he just put this together recently and did a quick paint job on it. And we'll have a review of it. But and I think it's been out maybe a couple months.
Yeah, I think so. I know we have it somewhere.
Yeah, but those are good. I mean,
Yep.
great for layouts. And then the thing I've
That's
been working
yeah.
on nonstop the last like 10 days, putting the finishing touches on the HO Collector will be an annual, and it'll go to press in a couple of weeks and will be out later this summer. 116 pages, and the cover story is it's a 1975 nickel plate products brass set with the Rock Island TA and the original little 3-car rocket set will be in that. So that'll be one of the White River soft cover annuals. And again, it should be out probably in about, I would think, 6 weeks or so, sometime in the latter part of July. But excited to see that come out, because I had a lot of people asking about the different things that would be in it for this year.
Yeah, that's cool. How big's the 2024 collector? Is it normal size, or you
No,
got some extra stuff?
116 pages
Wow.
and no ads, all the whole
All
thing.
info.
Yeah, all
Wow, that's
stuff.
awesome.
I start out with like the Athearn bicentennial centennial set they did, and roll all the way through a bunch of different things. So should be a lot of fun information. Eager to see what people think of it.
Yeah, that's cool. That's always awesome. So, it's neat, that piece of the hobby is how I don't know. You be really looking for those unique things that have been done out there. And
Mm-hmm.
I guess a lot of times for me, I've totally forgot about them, and
It's
maybe I've
okay.
never even seen them. But
And I think that's part of the fun. Yeah. I will,
oh yeah,
that's a lot of the feedback is, wow, I never knew that was made, or I didn't know
yeah,
that was like
right,
that. It's like, yep, that's very cool.
yeah,
Very
yeah.
cool.
Kind of seeing that again or whatnot. So we've
Mm-hmm.
had some stuff. We're selling a collection for a guy, and or a consignment deal, and had some things show up from him, and it's like, oh, I don't remember ever seeing that. It's like this last one that showed up that we're going to be selling as a John Deere N scale set
Oh,
that
cool.
Athearn did. So
Wow. Yeah. I
it's
remember
been
lots
a
of
20 some
HO.
years
Yeah.
ago. Yeah.
Wow. Hmm.
So it's pretty cool. I don't know. It's got a 70, that's a 70M,
Oh,
all
it's
the
the
John
power.
Deere. Well, here, why not?
Yeah, let's see it. That's very, and some of this stuff you'd think it's that, like, and I remember asking somebody at Athearn about the Coke and John Deere things, and they said, yeah, I don't know that we have full lists of everything we made.
Yeah.
Wow, I do not remember that. How cool is that?
I
Wow.
thought that was kind of neat. So
Yeah,
I really
really.
like the Automax. I thought that,
Yeah.
I don't know, a couple of them really stood out, but
Boy, and it's in scale. I think you need that. I think you
I
need that.
yes, I think I do. Is the CFO at my house probably doesn't think I do. So,
Oh man. Oh man.
but there's some really cool stuff. I mean, I've never seen some of the stuff that we've received from him to sell now, and
Cool.
and he's just like any of this, is just the part of life or the part of the hobby, right? You kind of cycle through things, and time to change it and do something different. So
And those will be at the store. Will you take some of that stuff to
I
shows?
think I'm gonna take those to N Scale National with me.
Yeah.
So being a collector show,
Oh yeah,
we also
yeah.
have we're gonna be bringing the Montana Rail Link gas train. He had that.
Mm,
I think Prairie Shadows did that with with microtrains, and
yeah.
Fox Valley, I think, is the two that helped it or
Wow.
made the cars and locomotives. So
Wow. Very cool. That's very
yeah,
cool.
yeah. I didn't think I'd ever see one. I mean, some of that stuff is
I've heard people talk about that Montana railing one, but yeah, I don't think I've ever seen it.
yeah.
It's like, wow, that's very cool.
So
Very
yeah,
cool.
something neat, just kind of neat to do and see. And of course, we see that with the HO stuff that comes through every so often, right? It's just like, holy cow, don't remember that.
Wow.
So and we try to have some of that, that as you come through the store, just what's different
Yeah.
that we can show and display. And but we got a deal coming up right in July. We're excited. First off, I should say we're excited to have you and Jim come up next week. So I'm kind of sad I'm going to be missing it, being out in Pennsylvania. So should be a good time. Sounds. I know Jeff and Dad are pretty excited about it, so that's going to be awesome. And then in July we got our Fremo event.
Yeah.
So we moved it back to July this year just from some scheduling issues this spring. So, but we'll have a HO set up. Our N scale group around here, they're busy, got conflicts that weekend, so that's not going to work. So
Hmm.
they're going to have a really good HO setup. So definitely been encouraging folks to show up and see. It's always a good opportunity to talk, see how Fremo works, how modules work in general, right?
That's a fun event. Is it just before the St. Louis RPM. I'm trying to remember what's the date
Yep.
on that. Yeah.
Should be July. It's July 13th and 14th
Okay.
here at the store or here at our
At the community center.
community
Yeah.
center. Yep. And then we'll have our um, be a fundraising going on for our local parochial school, Lutheran schools class trip that they're going to do. So I think last I heard they're doing walking tacos or like tacos and then pulled pork,
Ah.
all home done, right? And then they'll have bars. So they're not getting into the pie world, but
Oh man.
homemade bars and all that kind of stuff. So
The cookies are almost always good, and the pulled pork, I've had that before when they've
yeah,
done at those things. So yeah, that's very cool. Food's always
so
excellent at that. It's I come up for the trains. Well, I come up to see you and your
well, that's
family, of
well, I
course.
know. Come up and see the family,
But
right?
yeah, a lot of it is, boy, I want some pulled pork and I want to take a couple pieces of pie with me. And yeah,
Yep.
so the
Come
food is
on.
always excellent. Yeah.
Yeah, they're getting pretty excited about it. So they've hit me up a couple times just talking through their menus. So are the guys going to like this and that? And I was like, yes, yep, they're going to like it. I guarantee it. So
That's
been to a
awesome.
lot of train shows. You don't always get uh, the cream of the food at a lot
No,
of train
can be
shows.
like,
Not
yeah, so
some
so.
can and stoves, but
Yeah.
this is all done by the families that are, have kids that are going to go on those trips. So
Yeah. It's always good. That's a fun thing. So definitely
yeah,
mark your calendars for that. That's in July. Jim Wigan and I, Jim from Athern, and myself will be up at Deschler, I believe, next Friday is what we're doing. You're going to be in Pennsylvania for the
yep,
N-Scale Enthusiast event. And then if you got to have a train fix even sooner, this weekend, Grand Island, Nebraska's got a train show and
yep,
extended hours at the shop on Saturday and come and have, is it Father's Day? We haven't missed Father's Day yet. So
yep.
you're,
No,
you're,
it's
you're,
Father's Day. Donuts with Dave is on Father's Day.
Donuts with
Yep,
Dave for
yep,
Father's Day at the shop. So if you're going to the Grand Island show and you're coming up from Kansas City, Omaha, wherever direction you're going, swing down through Deschler and stop into the store
yep.
Saturday or Sunday. Oh,
Yep.
very cool.
Stop on in, chat it up. Yep. Have a donut on us, and it'll be a good time. And then I
Awesome.
think, geez, we'll be doing this again in July, and then we'll be talking about National, right, in Long Beach coming up. So,
Yeah, right after your Fremo, then we got the RPM, and I just was talking with Dan from
Yelton.
Yelton
Yep.
earlier today on a couple things on that. So yeah, no, that's coming up, and then the national. I mean, this summer's just flying by, and anybody that thinks, well, it's not train season. Yeah, right.
There's still stuff. There
There's
always
stuff
stuff.
every
Yep.
weekend. There's
Yep.
something
You
going
can find
every
something.
weekend. Yeah,
Yep.
that's very cool. Well,
That's awesome.
awesome visiting with you today. And like I say, everybody watch for that'll be on Athens, I think Facebook, YouTube, that kind of stuff next week.
Yep.
We've got two big announcements, and one of them has two things to it. And I'm really excited about it. I know your dad's
Great.
going to be excited about it.
N scale. Jim's an N
Well,
scaler.
yeah, no,
Okay. All right. All
all I'll
right.
tell you is no. It is not in scale. Not in
That's
scale.
good. That's good. Let's
Jeff,
get some HO talk going on.
Jeff, your dad and I will be overjoyed. So there you
And
go.
everybody else that watches us will be excited, except for
Oh,
that's so awesome. So,
well, awesome, awesome. Well, have a good one. Good seeing you. And sorry, I'm not gonna.
okay.
We're gonna be in different spots next weekend, but I know we'll see each other at least for the RPM.
Yeah, we'll
So
figure something out.
have
Awesome.
have a safe run to Pennsylvania. Remember, he's going to have some neat collectible stuff.
That's right.
Yeah,
Come check out the booth. So we'll be
awesome.
there.
Well,
All
thanks
right. Sounds
everybody.
good. See you.
Have a good one.
Thanks, everybody.